today, let's talk about that empowerment things by fictional character. We need more female characters in movies or comics or video games for women to feel empowered. We need more black people for in comics, games, everything to feel more empowered. For me, this is complete bullshit. This is really complete bullshit. You don't read a comics because X character is black or X character is female or X character is demisexual. Maybe this is the first thing that will draw you to that comics, to that character. But after that, it disappeared because the action of the character, what the individuality of the character, it become more important than his or her gender, sexual orientation, and everything. If you need to feel empowered by a character, it must be because of what that character is. If he is a good person, or bad person, he or she, good or bad, what makes him or her do what he wants to do, what are the tools for him to do it, what are the consequences if this person have used his mind, his feeling. The most important thing in a character is how he is written and what he or she contributes to the story. If we have a transsexual character in the X-Men and that character doesn't bring anything to the story arc, well, I'm sorry, but this character is useless. He could be the most oppressed of the oppressed gender or race of the planet, but if that character bring nothing, she is completely useless. And I don't understand how now people need to feel empowered by fictional character when reality is actually beating our collective asses now. When I was young, I was really living in fictions. I read comics, I played video games, I'm still doing it, I loved movies, I loved everything fictional, everything that can bring you to another place, another universe. I loved it. I grew up in Senegal, and you don't really have, well, you are in front of reality everywhere. And I really needed. We didn't have the internet when I was young. So this is how my brothers and me used to dream, to escape reality, to live in a place where dragons were real, where superpowers were real, where you could. It was really good. It was, and I still love doing this. I still love jumping from universe to universe to universe, and that's why I love sci-fi books. I love fantasy. Well, not now. I'm more an old school girl, but anyway. So I digressed here for a moment. So fiction is good, but you can't be empowered by fiction. If you need to feel empowered by someone, look at your parents. Well, if they are shitty parents, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I grew up mainly with my dad. So, and because my mother were working really hard to finish her studies. It was long studies, and to, you know, make a name for herself. But I understand feeling more empowered by the young woman who was babysitting us every day, because she didn't have a lot of money. She did, and she had a big family, but she still came at our house. Well, she did come after our house because she was beating us like shit. We were so. Well, I'm saying we because it was with my younger brother and me, and we were little shits. So I really admired that woman who wake up every day, come come babysit what we could have called rich, well-off people, and she basically raised us. And I really admired that woman. She had less than us, but she was richer at the same time. This was a strong woman. This is a woman that empowered me. At my last job, there were a woman who went to cancer, and she managed to come to work every day. Every day she was there. She was never late. She worked hard. She beat her to cancer, and she actually lost her father and the year after her brother, but she still went to work despite everything. That woman is some kind of hero. That woman empowered me when I was working there, and I actually was going through depression. And I didn't need a fictional character to put me through that depression. It was that woman and all of my colleagues. All of them had horrible stories. There was one who couldn't see his son. Well, one day every 2 weeks maybe, and it was even not at his home. It was at some kind of center, because his ex-girlfriend, they weren't married, his ex-girlfriend kept telling the police that he was beating her. Even one time she said that he was abusing their child. Well, all that shit, and he still fighted to see his son. Another coworker who is ill. He has an illness that, well, you can fight it. He was taking a lot of medicine. But that man was still there with me when we needed to open the school at 7:30 in the morning until 18 p.m. This is where you need to find your empowerment. Fiction is good. Fiction is great. Fiction is really great. But for you to escape reality, you need to find your empowerment in reality, not in fiction. And last fact, my favorite character is actually Spawn. It's not even a woman. Well, he's black, but I didn't know he was black. The only comics of Spawn that I could read when I was younger, it's the comics that you find here and there, and I actually only learn in, I think it was 1998, when I actually managed to have my real own money and buy the comics, when I discovered that he was black. And even then I really didn't care. So my favorite character, my favorite comics character is Spawn. What is yours? Who is your favorite comics character? And this is for me. Bye. It was some kind of rambling, but I love to talk about comics and games and everything. And I am leaving you with a quote from J.K.R. J.K.R. is an alien, a character from the sci-fi show Babylon 5. And he's my favorite sci-fi character. But really, have a nice day, people. Like, subscribe, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. And bye bye. Have a nice day. Tschüss. Au revoir.